All right. It says we were live. I'm waiting on YouTube to catch up.
Fantastic.
Yeah. There we go. Stupid tripod. Gotta love those.
Right.
Okay. So, welcome everybody to another week of Syndi-Comics Weekly. We've been absent for the last 2 weeks. We've had conflicts, so it's been kind of interesting for the rest of us lately. Of course, Kyle went to C2E2, so that kind of took up a bunch of his time.
Just a little bit.
Uh, so, so yeah, definitely. Um, so, got some new news for everybody today. So if you don't know who he is, Adam Fields is a illustrator and an artist out from Ohio, actually in your neck of the woods, Kyle. Um, so Adam did some sketches for Josh Pence,
Josh.
and then
Yep.
Josh sent me over to Kyle, so, or not to Kyle, but to Adam Fields. And so I was talking to Adam today, and he wants to be one of our guests on our channel.
Fantastic.
So so on the 24th, in 2 weeks, Adam Fields will be here live with us. Um, he is a relative unknown artist. He doesn't have a lot of stuff out there. He's been doing artist stuff for a while, but he's just not been picked up by big books. He did some of his own books, like Prowl and some other stuff that he's been doing on. And I want to pick up Prowl so I can see it because everything I'm seeing him sketch reminds me of Bernie Wrightson kind of artistry. And I love that work. Bernie Wrightson, Dave Cockrum, John Byrne, all those old 70s guys. Yeah, that's way up my alley. Neil Adams, of course, I mean, so definitely. It's going to be a fun time. Hey, Mike, welcome in. Um, but yeah, wanted to share that out there. Talk to him today. I was watching him do some sketch drawings earlier, and so we just kind of got talking about it. I was like, "Hey, dude, I want you to do a couple of pieces for me." And I was like, "Okay." So we just started, and the conversation just kept flowing and flowing. Like, well, dude, how about being on our show? And he was like, "I'll be on your show, no problem. Send me your YouTube channel." So I sent him my YouTube channel. So it's kind of just evolved from there. So Adam's really turned into more than just a artist. He's turned into a good friend. So I appreciate that camaraderie, and that's kind of how we have it in the comic community. It's funny. It's like I've been working with artists and writers for lots of years. But it's a different perspective than what Kyle does with buying actual artwork and stuff. So, what do you think, Kyle?
That's fantastic. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Josh's. Whenever he'll text me and be like, "Hey, Adam's working on something," because I know he did a Juggernaut and a Cyclops recently for Josh. So I actually watched him do the Cyclops live. And I've actually been meaning. I told Josh I need to actually get a hold of Adam and actually have him do some work for me as well. So that's gonna be awesome to actually get to talk to him. I'm hoping I'm. That's the day I get back from my vacation. So I think our flights. I think it's sometime late morning, early afternoon. So I should be back in enough time to actually join on that one. So hopefully I'll actually be a part of that. But that's awesome that he's willing to come on here and talk with us for a little bit.
And that's how I like. I actually like having the unknown artists, so we can kind of put that out there to people to get their name about. Now, I agree, I get it. We're a very very small channel, a very small piece of the pie in the comic world. But it's one of those things like, hey, whatever avenue we can get these guys' names out there, let's do it.
Yep.
That's how we got some of the best artists that we have today. I mean, remember when Jim Lee was a nobody in the '80s, to where he's at today. I mean, if it hadn't been for X Men, think about that. If Jim Lee had not did X Men, he would not be where he's at today. You know, so that's kind of the catch 22. Is like I want to see Adam's career kind of go that way too. It's like, hey, I want to give him work, give him support, as an artist, so he can get some work done.
Yep.
Dylan, welcome in, brother.
Yeah,
Um,
and that's always been like one of my favorite things. That's like the thing I always try to do at conventions and things like that is try to find people that are promoting their own book. Like James Maddox, he has a book called The Dead, and we were just kind of I had him sign a copy because he did a short comic and one of the issues of Spread that I had. So I had him sign that, and then just kind of talking with him. He's just a really cool guy. So I was like, you know what, I'll buy. He had his own self-published book, and I just picked it up on a whim for $20, and that way I support him, and it turned out to be really good. So it's like one of those things that's something I always try to do as well, is try to find these. I hate calling them no names because they all have talent, but
Yeah.
some of the people that are trying to push their own books, trying to get their name out there. Most of the time these guys do phenomenal work. It's just they haven't had that one little break, like you say with Jim Lee and X-Men, or Greg Capullo with Batman. It's just this one thing that kind of pushes them to the stratosphere. And yeah, so it's awesome to support these type of guys.
Yeah, and it's funny to think about. Like I remember, in the '80s and '90s, like Sam Keith and those guys, who broke apart from Marvel because they wanted to do their own thing with Image. Todd McFarlane and those guys. It's one of those kind of catch 22s. It's like they want to do their own thing, but at the same time, they need to make money.
Right.
They have a family to feed, just like everybody else. That's why artists work off commissions. So that's the catch 22. Is that if we can help him put some more money in his pocket, I'm all good for that because he's an
Yep.
artist. That's why they're called starving artists. But yeah. Welcome in, Nightwalker. Raymond Wright does have a question. Is Avengers done? I think so. I think Uncanny Avengers is already over.
Yep.
That kind of can't got done after Secret Empire, if I remember right, because that
Uh,
was really
was it
there
before
was
or
like
after?
maybe it was after. Yeah, it was after
It
because
didn't
remember
last long.
they did that lenticular cover, from the Legacy. They did like one or two, and then they
Right.
canceled it. Same way with Spider Gwen. Spider Gwen's about to end now.
Yeah, because it seemed like they just kind of threw Deadpool and Spider-Man in the Uncanny to see if it would sell, and I just don't think it did. I think I only picked up the first 2 or 3 issues of it, and I personally didn't care for it. Yeah, but I do believe that has been canceled. I think that's been gone for a little bit though. I don't think that's. So yeah, I don't know exactly when they canceled that though.
Yeah, I know there's two versions of it. They had the Rick Remender version, which I loved. I
Right.
loved reading that one. Then they had the new version that just came out within the last, I think, 2 years.
Right.
And that was the hey, pull up Spider-Man, Deadpool, and everybody. Then you end up having Scarlet Witch, Rogue, and then a couple other
That's
people,
right.
which I really loved Rogue being in, Avengers. It brought me back to the days of like when Beast was a part of the Avengers, or the Champions.
Right.
So it's kind of cool. But yeah, it kind of fizzled out after Legacy started.
It really did. Well, but see, I think that's like I, and we've talked. I know we talked about this at extreme length, but it's just I don't get some of the stuff Marvel does. It's like they just try to throw out 80 different books that have the word Avengers in the title, whether the team makes sense or not. Just hoping that people are going to pick it up because it says Avengers, and yeah, that was. I think that was definitely one of the far reaches that they tried to do.
And a lot of it had to do with how many Avengers books we had. Occupy Avengers, we had USA
Oh, I forgot
Avengers,
about that one.
Great
Right.
Lakes Avengers,
Yep.
regular event. I mean, it's like okay, it had the term Avengers, so you're right. It's like everybody wanted to just get on the party train and read Avengers, and that's why I haven't read Avengers probably in 5 years. I'll pick up a couple issues here and there for a crossover, but really wasn't brought back into Avengers till last week when
That's,
Jason Aaron took over Avengers, and it was freaking phenomenal.
is it?
It is, dude. You got to read that one when it comes on trade paperback. You got to pick that up.
Pick it up. But with Aaron writing, more than likely, I'll always give anything he does a chance. So
Yeah, I'd love to see Remender come back to Marvel. Oh, I'd love to see Rick Remender come back and start doing some titles, but he's
I
already
don't.
said I'm done.
Give me his image. Give me everything he's doing in Defender right now. It's so dang good. Yeah, I don't want him to be constrained in any way, whether that be with Marvel or DC. Just let him do his own thing.
And that's why I love Seven to Eternity, just for that reason. I picked up a copy a couple of days ago, or was it a week ago, of the Image First or Image Essentials, whatever that is, for $1. And it was Seven to Eternity #1. And that was like the first time I actually read the first
Oh,
issue,
really?
through and through. Because I read it in a trade paperback, but it's not the same.
It's not.
So it's just like, okay, issue by issue, this is. I was like, damn, I really want to get it, but I don't want to pay that kind of money for the whole series.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, it's nice Images starting to do those. I know because like Marvel does their what is that, True Believers, where they reprint big issues for only $1. It's nice seeing Marvel or Image starting to do that as well, because I know they just did a Curse Words #1 and a couple of, like, I think I Hate Fairyland and a couple others they put out as the whatever they're calling Image First or whatever the series is called. I mean, for $1 to try out a series, you can't beat it.
Well, yeah, and it was just like that DC Nation that came out last week for a
Yep.
quarter. It's like I picked it up. It's a quarter. Come on.
Now
Um,
that's more of kind of like a DC previews, though, right?
yeah, that is the kind of the preview of what's going to happen in the DC universe.
Uh,
Kind of within other comics. The biggest issue, of course, it doesn't really talk about like, hey, what's going on with Doomsday Clock, from Rebirth and stuff like. It's kind of like, hey, what Batman's doing, what Superman's doing, what the other people are doing. So it's kind of the thing. And Raymond actually brought up a point. He says, "Am I the only one who's about to give up on Doomsday Clock?" Don't give up on Doomsday Clock yet. It's going to take forever and a day. It kind of feels like those series we had in the early '90s that took 6 months to get one issue out. I want to see what the end result is. Between Superman and Doctor Manhattan. That's what I want to see. You
it's looking
know, it's,
gonna
it's
take
going
them
to be
2 years to
awesome.
get there.
But the cool thing being is that we don't know what's going to happen. We really don't. In Doomsday Clock, that's kind of the catch-22. Is that it is supposed to be the finishing up part from Rebirth. And they've been dragging this out for almost 2 years in DC.
Hmm.
And it's like, okay, like now we have Action Comics 1000 with Bendis and his team now, and he's be doing Superman as well. So it's gonna be like, okay, are they gonna feed all this together to make sense, or is it just gonna be like, oh, it happened and that's it? I don't know.
I have a feeling because of when they announced Bendis, I think Doomsday Clock was already in the works. I mean, maybe they'll kind of twist Action Comics to fit it, but I have a feeling it's just going to be kind of its own standalone thing, kind of like what Metal was, where it kind of explains things on its own. But yeah, and they just changed that to bi-month or not bi-monthly, every 2 months, right? It's not
Yeah,
even monthly anymore, right?
yeah, it
So,
was supposed to be monthly, and then they went bi-monthly. And originally it was going to be like quarterly. I'm like, dude, that's gonna take forever to get through this.
yep. And see, like, I don't know, like, part of me is like, does that model work anymore in today's comics? We're so, I mean, especially with DC, because I mean, we're used to, Batman, Superman, the major titles are bi-monthly, so you get an issue every 2 weeks. I mean, are readers really going to stick with something that you that's going to take 2 months for one issue to come out? I think that's going to be an interesting kind of experiment. But DC is kind of toyed with the idea that they may be going kind of more trade only. So I think it'll be interesting to see kind of how DC plays this and what the readership is on those type of books.
Definitely. Hey, BJ finally
What's
decided to
up?
show up.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, did you at least win your softball game?
Is that a
No,
no? I can't really see.
we were up 8-1. We were up 8-1 and lost 9-8 in the bottom of the seventh. It was terrible.
That didn't sound too good.
Doesn't.
No. Oh.
Um, so Sith AF asked, I heard ASM 800 will have 80 variant covers. Is that true? That's pretty much true, dude. Like everything I'm
Uh,
seeing, like Unknown Comics, KRS Comics is having one. Jay
yeah.
Scott just announced some, and it's like, holy mother, how many covers we can have? I'm not getting them all. Like I'm usually pretty good about buying a lot of variant covers, for certain issues. No, I'm probably gonna pick up the McFarlane cover. I'm probably going to pick up the J. Scott Campbell, and I might pick up one or two others, and then the main one, because that's it. I mean, that is the catch. That's Dan Slott's last book, on ASM before it comes ASM one again. But it's just like, holy mother. Because, I mean, it's kind of funny. You think about it. Let's see, we had what? Action Comics 1000. We had Daredevil 600. Captain America 700. Now we're going to have ASM 800. We're going to have Detective Comics 1000 coming up in a year or so. So it's been kind of crazy, like the milestones we're hitting right now.
Yep. And I believe it's only
Yeah.
78, not 80. So you're off by a little bit.
Oh, hey, that'll be two more sketch blank variants that'll show up, down the road here in a second print or third print.
It'll just be a different color of the Amazing Spider-Man logo.
Yeah.
That book's interesting because it's what cover price is $7,
$7.99.
$7.99. Okay, so yeah, I mean, and not only that, but then if you have a retailer that doesn't charge cover for variants, and if it's like a 1 in 50, and they're going to charge, and you get someone like Midtown that charges $1,000 for one variant. But I saw they were doing that with the Venom McFarlane sketch cover.
Yeah.
It was like it was like I think 1,200 for the sketch variant. It's not even a real sketch. I'm like, why? At that price point, just go buy a real Todd McFarlane sketch.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is kind of the catch-22 is that people are going to jump on the hype train about some of these covers that jump in. Like I'm a huge Del Auto fan and a Matina fan, and their stuff is really reasonable as far as variant prices. Like I think I got Hunt for Wolverine variant for $15. And that's a Del Auto. I got a couple Matina covers. I like Alex Granoff, who does all the Alex Ross kind of work. Those are reasonable prices, but these ones that are going like for $800, $900 for a cover. I mean, the John Byrne cover for Phoenix Resurrection was $1,500, and I'm like, really, for a black and white cover? I get it, but he didn't hand do each one of those covers.
Right.
He did one, and then they mass produced it. Now they're selling at that price, and nobody's buying it. It's going to end up on clearance probably for $100 at the end of the day because nobody's going to be that dumb to buy it. And I tell you what people will buy, though, is Del Auto and Diodato. They will buy those covers because they're cheap and they're the right ones a lot of times. Torque has been doing pretty good, too, and the Young Guns from Marvel. But Jim Lee has been really picking it up, too, though, on the DC side lately. They've been doing Jim Lee variants like for almost every comic lately.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing that I've always wondered about, like these 1 in 50, 1 in 100, 1 in 200 variants. I get the exclusivity of them, but at the prices, especially like now, like usually when I see those, I usually only see them at midtown.com. So they are charging, $1,000. It's not original art. Like you can probably go for $1,000. You can go buy a real published cover, the actual artwork for $1,000. I just don't get some of these prices for these variants. And like really the only variant that I thought was actually kind of cool was I don't know if it was 1 in 50, 1 in 100, but it was when Valiant re-released Exo Man of War and they did the metal. Mm-hmm. It was like actually like die-cast metal cover. That one was cool. And I think they were charging $500 for that one. And that one made some sense because it's not just, a paper cover. That was actually like, the nice die-cast metal. That was like something like that is cool. I would never pay $500 for it, but I can see kind of the reason why someone would want to have something that unique. But man, some of these prices are just insane for like you said, not original art, just a copy printed variant. Like I don't get it.
Well, and it's funny because like they keep doing this. I mean, like remember we had a lull like about 2 years ago. There was no real variants for a lot of comics, which was really nice for all of our wallets, But the problem is that they know we like certain artists, and that we're going to cater towards them. So they're going to say, "Hey, artist, can you come do some more drawings for us?" Sure, he's going to make money. or she, they're going to make the money. So they're going to make more and more covers. So we're going to keep buying and buying and buying. Uh, but the problem we have is that while they keep doing all these variant covers, the regular issue itself isn't being read. You know, people are buying it just for the cover art. Which is okay. I mean, I understand everybody has their way they do comics, but there's a book, and they want you to actually read the book too. Say,
Yep.
hey, read the book. Tell us if you like it or not. Like comic book news used to take inputs in. A long time ago. Hey, what did you think about this week's comics? Hey, give me your reviews on each one. They don't do that no more. They got rid of that. It's like that's just sad because all they have is their forums now to talk about comics. If you think about
Yep.
it, there isn't a lot of avenues for people to talk weekly about, hey, what about your pull list? What about your comics? What did you think about reading? I mean, this is one thing that we do as our weekly stream on YouTube, but there's not a lot of avenues that really talk about it. Was it Variant Comics? They have a YouTube channel. They kind of talk about certain ones here and there, but they don't go into real big depth about a lot of them.
Right.
We did have some comments down below. I wanted to get to those too. Let's see. Raven says, I'm no longer in a free comic book day because my local shops now limit 3 per customer. That's because of the scalpers. I mean, there is a lot of scalpers just in comics as much as they're in toys. It happens a lot. Like even my Hypno comics, they limited you one. You could get 1 per issue that they had, and that was it. So when they ran out, and that was it. And it worked out great
See,
because I got a big stack of books, from them. And it wasn't just for me, it was for my kids too, because they have awesome kid comics as well.
Yeah, my store was
And
doing a total of 5 for free.
yeah, they've been doing this for a while. I mean, I think all the way back to like 2010, 2012, maybe. They started limiting that because it used to be the comic shops, they would get a big box full, like, I mean, a huge box full of free comic books a day. They'd have like 20 copies each of each book. And they ended up realizing they were losing a lot of money on it too, that way, because not everybody was picking up everything to read. So
Right.
they would sit with all these books and they'd resell them for a quarter, which to me is stupid because they should be free. Put them into the free bag that you get when you buy Comics Weekly, or something like that. But they overproduced a lot. So I noticed a lot of LCS started doing it, limiting you on how many you can get. And I can understand it. I mean, I really can from a business perspective. Hey, this is all we can do because they also want it's a supply and demand thing. Like I didn't get Mighty Morphin Power Rangers free comic book day, which I really needed because that was for the Shattered Grids crossover. So I ended up going to eBay for it, because it was $1 for 2 copies of it plus
Right.
shipping. And I'm like, but I need that issue to read for my comics series, and it just happens to be the way it is. How is it for you guys?
They did at my LCS. They did 3 per customer who didn't have a subscription. If you had a subscription, you can get all the comics you want. So I mean,
Okay.
1 of each though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
One of
and
my
I got
shops
a Venom
did,
poster
you
too.
could get 5 total, and then the other one did you could get 2 total.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the hard part is that they only have so many, and a lot of our LCSs don't, they have a subscriber list like we're all on, for ours. They take care of us first before they take care of everybody else, and that's the best part about it, especially with your, 10 to 25% discount plus sales that they had this last weekend. Um,
Yep.
So we'll kind of go over what we got at Free Comic Book Day here in a little while, but that was kind of the catch, which is that's why I kept pushing it, everywhere on our pages and my videos and stuff like that, because you're going to find amazing deals. I mean, hell, I got a Transformer. Come on, I got a Transformer at Free Comic Book Day, and I got it pretty much for free because I traded in a bunch of old books I didn't need anymore. I was like, okay, that's kind of stuff you want to see at Free Comic Book Day. Hell, my old one in
Right.
Georgia, yeah, no, that would not have happened. I would have been limited to probably 2 books, and that would have been it, and that's all I'm getting for Free Comic Book Day, period, because I only had 1 shop.
That's all I picked up.
But yeah, it's definitely been interesting this last couple of years, with Free Comic Book Day. I mean, it was a blast. I don't know if you guys saw my video from my haul for that one, but I did have a spill about it, and that was about respecting people and kids and stuff within Free Comic Book Day, um, because a lot of parents don't agree with us videotaping everything and all their kids. There's a respect level kind of thing. I've always been real hesitant about taping during that because there's gonna be so many people there. You never know. So it's kind of like, I don't do it personally. And that's just me. That's just how I feel. Because I respect the people. If the shop asked me to, that's one thing. It'd be different. Like if I was being hired to do it or something like that. But I'm not. I'm just a guy with a camera. In a store. So it's not like, I just for me, I'd rather be cautious, be respectful of the people and everybody there, than just take a chance of just showing what happened. But I did get to see Spider-Man. Hey, Spider-Man was
Nice.
there. All right. So,
Did you see Infinity War yet?
Say what?
Did you see Infinity War yet?
Oh my god.
I got 3 kids, man. I ain't had time to do nothing. I've been unpacking for 3 weeks.
Movie?
Huh?
Oh, damn.
Say that good movie.
I mean, I've got it on my Fire Stick to watch. I just haven't had time to. No, but I've heard of
it.
Huh?
It's pretty crazy when Batman shows up. You need to watch it.
I know. I probably will, but I've got a big hunt this weekend, so that's probably going to take priority. It probably won't be until Monday or Tuesday.
All right.
If I can squeeze it in tomorrow, I'm going to try, but we'll see. I got a ton of stuff I got to sell on Saturday, so I'm packing up the car full of everything. You kind of realize when you go from one whole bedroom for a man cave to just a little area like this, that things have to go.
Yeah. Well,
So Raymond did ask, how do we feel about the new Avengers? But I loved it. I thought it was a freaking awesome book. I mean, Jason Aaron kicked ass at that book. And I like to spill on it because it's a different turn, as far as who is actual Avengers. It kind of reminded you guys remember when the Fantastic Four had Ghost Rider, Wolverine, and Hulk? It kind of has that feeling to it. It's like they found like some of the worst people in the world to be the Avengers. We got a couple of A stars, but we got a couple of B stars. It's like the Avengers West Coast all over again. But yeah,
I'll find out in like 6 months.
I did want to ask you guys. So I got Hoopla. When we were talking about Hoopla, about reading books and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I tell you what sucks is when your library doesn't offer that service.
Yeah.
I found that out because I did, the online setup with my local. It gave me a couple of CDs to listen to, and that was it. No audiobooks, just a couple of CDs. And I'm just like, no.
That sucks.
It does. But I got enough to catch up on reading anyways. I've got 2 boxes full of stuff to read. I have not even had time to read through yet. I mean, I haven't even read Hunt for Wolverine yet. Oof. Okay, so Dylan says no spoilers, so we'll keep it spoiler free for this week. Next week, if I haven't watched it, that's on me, and then we can go for it, and then it can be spoiled for me. I already know enough about it because I'm on all these chats. I already know kind of what happened anyway, so it's kind of like, okay.
I know Jar Jar shows up and saves the day.
I know, right? Fried Jar Jar on the barbie.
It's all Disney. It's all the same universe.
Actually, that brings up something though. Did you guys see the Comcast put their hand in the pot, against Disney and Fox?
No.
So they put up a $26 million or $26 billion cash option versus stock option that Disney was offering to actually get Fox. And then Disney's president comes by and says, "Yeah, I don't care. We've already made it happen." And Comcast like, we'll give you money, free money, for it. And it's like, yeah, there's a reason why I don't have Comcast anymore. And this is one of the reasons why. Your customer service is horrible. You're not going to take care of Fox. Disney will probably take care of Fox people.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm just curious to see once Disney owns, because essentially they'll own Predator and Alien, what that means for Dark Horse.
Yeah, I
Because,
mean,
I think that's one of Dark Horse's big things right now is the Alien and Predator lines, and they've had those for as long as I can remember.
yeah, I
So
mean,
25 years at least.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see if Disney tries to. I don't think they'll put them under the Marvel banner, but I wonder if they try to take some of those rights back from Dark Horse, because I know they just got what, Conan, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
They just got Conan back again.
So curious if they try to take some of the sci-fi stuff away from Dark Horse. I mean, they took Star Wars, so.
And that was the catch-22. Is like, did you guys see the Predator trailer that came out yesterday or today?
I've not watched it yet.
It looks pretty awesome. I mean, it's like okay, this is what you think would happen when a predator shows up in today's world, And I was like, this is going to be pretty decent, as far as it happens. I wasn't, I was kind of like following it, especially like when the kid finds alien stuff in a mailbox and then or predator stuff, and then he finds it and he opens up this box and it shows up and it's just stuff from the predator. I'm like, what's he doing with stuff from a predator? Like how did he get this box? And so I really want to see this movie. I really do.
Yeah, if anything with Olivia Munn in it, I'm gonna watch it. So.
Yeah, I mean there's not been many movies I've been excited for, but Predator is one I'm excited for. That and Deadpool in a couple weeks. And then the other little thing I saw today on CBR, did you guys see where, when Deadpool was going through his people he was hiring, for X-Force?
Hmm?
That last guy, Peter? Well, He has a name tag. It says Pete W. That's Pete Wisdom from Excalibur.
Nice.
So,
I like it.
That's awesome.
I figured BJ would like that because he's an Excalibur New Mutants guy. So, you know who Pete Wisdom is.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I read some Excalibur, but I'm trying to remember what he looked like, and that's pretty good. I didn't catch that. I know he's got a Twitter account.
Yep.
He's got like 62,000 followers.
It was funny because when I saw that, I was like, oh, I mean, he looks nothing like the character from the comic, of course, and he doesn't have any of the powers that Pete Wisdom does. I'm like, all right, how is this going to turn out, really? Or is it just a big joke that everybody's pulling over our eyes again? How many jokes have been done with Deadpool already? I mean, it's just like it's about as bad as the Hugh Jackman one with Deadpool,
Did you see the music video with him and Celine Dion?
I did. I watch anything Deadpool. See? Deadpool. Nightwalker says, I hope it's longer than the first Aliens versus Predator. It probably will be. It'll probably be about a 2.5 hour movie, probably, knowing our luck for the new Predator.
I don't remember the first Alien versus Predator.
First one is where they try to go. The aliens come, or the predators come to Earth because they find the alien. Remember? Then they find the predator tombs.
That's right. Is that the one where the predator makes the shield and like dubs the girl like his partner?
Yeah, it's at the end of the movie where he gives her like the rod or the stick thing.
Yeah, right then and there, that movie was god awful.
Yeah. I was good with it till that part. Like, dude, no real life predator would ever do that. They would have just harpooned the girl and it's over.
Right.
Oh.
And then they made it PG-13 too, both of them. So I mean, you can't. It's got to be R-rated. It's got to be.
That's right.
Although Like, what was the most recent one
Alien
they did
versus
with Adrian Brody? No, I think it was just Predator.
yeah,
That one wasn't bad.
Predators.
Predators, yeah. But Predators was pretty
And
good. I like that one.
Lawrence
It was,
Fishburne. I liked it.
I know with this
like
new one, Shane Black is doing it, and it's going to be R-rated, so it's going to be badass. But just doing
Good.
R-rated makes it even better.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that too. Is like it's not about the actual, like nudity or nothing like that. It's about the violence level, that these things, that the
Blood.
predators, the aliens do. I mean, they tear people's faces off. They go through necks. They go through that kind of stuff. Can't do that in a PG-13. I'm sorry, a 13-year-old shouldn't see, two blades going through somebody's head. I'm sorry, that shouldn't happen. But hey, at least in an R-rated movie, we can see that. That's kind of what you would see from an alien versus a predator as well.
It's the reason Logan needed to be.
Just like Deadpool, there's a reason why Deadpool's R-rated. Because I'm sorry, if you try to make Deadpool PG-13, it's not going to work. Never going to work.
Oh, it's
And
gonna
Deadpool proved it.
Disney will try to put him in something that's PG-13. 100% that's going to happen.
I tell you what it's going to be. It's probably going to be an X-Men movie. Once they take ownership of Fox, it'll probably take over, and Deadpool will do a cameo or something like that in X-Men, and X-Men automatically is always a PG-13 anyways, so it's going to probably be that avenue. And Reynolds will probably make fun of the X-Men while trying not to do something R-rated.
Right.
You probably need some funny jokes that only adults can know, kind of like how they do it with Pixar movies,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for Deadpool too. I mean, I just want to see. It's cool. It's cool that Josh Brolin is Thanos and Cable. Just to think about that, it's just like okay, I'm going to see it as as a California raisin, as Cable. It's just like okay, what am I supposed to do? Do I think of him as Thanos going to kill the whole universe, or just Cable, a time traveler, is trying to kill Deadpool? It's just like come on. It's kind of hard. This might be where, yes, he's perfect to be in that role of Cable, and he's perfect to be in the role of Thanos, but maybe he shouldn't be, Maybe they should have separated that one a little bit. Like, it would have been cool to have, they say, Ron Perlman show up as Cable, except Ron Perlman's old now. He's really old now, especially after Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, BJ, you weren't here earlier, but I did put up an announcement. We will have an artist with us in 2 weeks. Adam Fields from Ohio. It's going to be
Sweet.
on here with us.
I think he's from Eaton, which is like 20 minutes from me. Is that? So it's not too far.
Yeah. No, he's not. He shouldn't be that far from you guys. And he was fine with the time and everything too. He's like, dude, my kids are asleep. I said, I know that feeling.
And in September, I'll be going to the Cincinnati Expo.
BJ and Kyle together.
I'm super excited.
Kyle, am I sleeping on that couch right there?
No, actually, the wife and I we get a hotel room, and we actually stay downtown for the expo.
All right, let me know what hotel. I'll get a room too there.
Cool. She booked it, so I think we're connected. I don't know if we're connected. We're right across the street from the convention center, so it's really nice.
Cool.
Otherwise, I was thinking about that. I was like, oh man, we could just have you stay here. And then I was like, oh wait a minute, we already have a hotel room. So we're staying downtown. But yeah, we'll definitely have to hit up some of the spots around here. And then so far, I'm a little bit disappointed in the guest list so far. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
The media guests are good, so the panels I think will be really good. But so far, the comic guest list isn't.
It's small.
It's okay. They haven't had anybody that I'm like. A lot of it is very much silver and bronze age. It's right, which I'm sure Nate would love it. But there's really so far no real modern creators that I'm excited to really see. Like Mike Zeck's there, but he's around here a lot.
Yeah.
So you could always bring your Secret Wars and get that signed.
Yeah. I probably will.
But yeah, it's just so far. It's the guest list is a little bit underwhelming. The rumor is from the comic shops is Frank Miller has been booked. They just haven't announced him yet. But we'll see if that's true or not. They also said last year that Todd McFarlane was booked and he never showed up. So
Yeah, Tom McFarlane comes. Oof.
But I'm anticipating because they really have not had a huge comic creator guest, and they always have at least one. Like 2 years ago, at Stanley. Last year is Capullo and Snyder. This year they really have not announced a big one yet. So I anticipate there will at least be one. Who that is, we just don't know yet. But it's a fantastic either way.
That's cool. Is Pensy and Cincy going with you guys and Toy Bills?
I believe so. I don't know if they're going to go all weekend or just one day. But when we were up in C2E2, we were all talking about what cons we were hitting up, and they all seem pretty on board with going down to Cincy.
So you guys have a lot of good cons out there. I have really two to go to my area, and one of them you have to actually be registered and pray to God you get tickets for. It's SDCC,
Right.
or LA Comic Con. That's pretty much it around here. Ventura used to have one here, in town here with ours, but that all got sucked into LA Comic Con now, which used to be Kamikaze, from Stan Lee.
Right.
So yeah, and that's in October. So that. One, maybe. If I'm not driving 8 hours north to San Francisco to go to theirs,
I'm driving 8 hours.
Yeah, but it's a little different, At least you have something to go to. I mean, that is the thing, is that you're going to something like that. I'm not going to go drive by myself just to go up there, I'm not going to leave my
Right.
phone right here,
Yeah.
Uh, So, BJ, did need to ask you, you have that con coming up, right, with Chad and Jim and everybody soon? Is it MegaCon
Yeah, next month.
next month?
Heroes Con.
Okay, so
Yes.
that's that list has blown up. I've seen
Oh,
within the last month. There's been a lot of people on that you keep sending out to us. When do you need those books I have for you sent to you?
That weekend is going to be the Father's Day weekend, so
Okay,
you got
because
basically like another month.
okay, no worries. Because I'm waiting on some other books to come in for you. So before I send the whole pile to you.
That all good.
I think that's the best show comic wise in the U.S. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I missed out on my opportunity to go when I lived in Georgia last year, and that's all I heard was how great it was there at Heroes Con. And I was like, damn it, I want to go. Want to go.
That will be 100% for sure next year. I'll be coming down for Heroes Con.
Yeah,
No ifs,
buddy.
ands, or buts about it.
Well, what's cool about it is you guys have Heroes Con, MegaCon, you got Baltimore Con, NYCC, C2E2. Lexington usually has something once a year
Yep.
up in Kentucky. You've got Georgia, they're always full. South Carolina, North Carolina. Charlotte used to have something a long time ago. I don't know if they still do or not. Um, and then, hell, if you drive south far enough, you can go to Texas, and Texas always has something too. We
Well,
ain't got
and
jack
it's
out here on the West Coast, except for
well,
Emerald
and
City.
actually,
That's it, right? Yeah.
but yeah, we were looking at actually Pence, Cincy, and Bills. We were all talking the other day. We're looking at either New York or making the trip up to Toronto, which is only an 8-hour drive, because there's the Toronto Fan Expo, and
Mm-hmm.
that list is unreal. I mean, you talk about, like, I thought C2E2 was good. this is like every major modern creator that's huge right now will be there. So yeah, I don't know what's happening between that and New York. It'd be one or the other probably. But my vote is for Toronto, but we'll see. We'll see if I get outvoted or not. But yeah, so I mean, even Toronto's not far at all. I mean, it's only an 8-hour drive, an hour and a half flight up there. So I mean, even that one's really not that far from us.
Yeah, I mean in the Transformers world, we used to have BotCon, which was amazing. Like we'd go to BotCon and have all the artists, all the writers, from the '80s to through 2000s, and then all the voice actors. No more BotCon, bye bye, because of Hasbro. You know, so the only thing you have is two TF cons a year. One's usually in Toronto, and then one's usually floating either between Chicago, Washington D.C., or Dallas. So it's like I'm not going there. I mean,
Right.
I've been to BotCon because it was in Pasadena every year here. I've been to it 4 times. It was awesome. ten
Right.
dollars. That was $10 registration fee. I mean, you ain't gonna get no better than $10. Uh, but
Yeah.
I wish we had more stuff here locally to go to. Uh,
You said
that's
Toronto Comic Con?
What's that?
You said Toronto Comic Con?
Yeah, it's the Toronto Fan Expo.
Okay. I'm looking at the wrong one.
I mean, it's Jim Lee, Stan Lee, Greg Capullo, Scott Snyder, Ryan Otley, David Finch, Jason Fabek. I mean, like it's unreal. It's like Capullo's not even listed in the main like featured guests. You have to scroll down to find him. It's just ridiculous. It's like I was sitting there looking at the guest list like this is I can't believe Jeff Lee Meyer's going to be there. I think it's
Oh.
pretty much everyone I love except Rick Remender.
Man. Yeah, you guys suck. That's all I want to say.
But
uh,
the only thing bad about the Toronto one is I guess it's almost 200,000 people. So it from what so some of like the reports and stuff I've read, it gets super crazy super fast. So even if you go, I think it's 4 or 5 days. Even if you go every single day, you still probably won't get through most of it. That's the only
and
downside to that.
that's how SDCC is now. It's like
Right,
there's so much to do at SDCC. I mean, it's 4.5 days with Wednesday night's always preview night. And if you're a collector at all, it's horrible for you. It really is. I mean, you guys have probably heard the war stories of like trying to get something through Hasbro there. I've been in that line. It's horrible. It's like literally I have to go get a ticket, go sit in the line to get eligible to get one item, and then if I want to buy more than one, I got to go do that all over again. And that's 6 hours right there.
right,
I'm just waiting, trying to get something, and it's like it's not worth it. Now. So it's like, okay, I will go wait on HasbroToyShop.com, the week after, and I'll just buy it, versus
right.
wasting that kind of time. And what kind of sucks is that it's went way downhill. It's become more entertainment than it has comics, So it's not a comic convention anymore. It is an entertainment convention, which I understand. I mean, things will evolve. You do need entertainers at some of these cons, especially if it's a bigger con. You have lots and lots of people. You need to have that to bring people in. But for me, I would rather have 10% entertainers and 90% writers and artists in
Yep.
comics. All right. And we do have some comments now. Let's see. Dylan, the
Cool.
dude, and Bumblebee, 85 has toys. Uh, yeah, Bumblebee says he's been to TFCon every year. That's freaking awesome, dude.
That's
You
awesome.
know. All right. So we were talking about Free Comic Book Day, and today was New Comic Day. I didn't go today, so I'll have to get my stuff next week. So what did you guys pick up this between Saturday to today?
So BJ, if you want to go ahead, I got to run upstairs and grab. I left my books upstairs, so I got to go grab them real quick.
All right. Let me get mine in order.
Well, while you're getting an order, I got to open up a box I got in.
Okay.
All right. So did you like that Shadow Cat card I found you?
Yeah.
That Ron Lim original art?
Oh my gosh, I saw that. I was like, ugh. I've got that still, that card still, but not autographed by Ron Lim.
Oh, yeah. I
All right.
forgot that Ron Lim did a lot of that artwork with Excalibur back then.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I tell you, these comics that I'm opening today has been some of the worst pain in the ass ones to find right now. And once I show it to you, you'll know why.
Alrighty. I picked up Bongo Simpsons because it's Simpsons. Free comic book day. I also got that Shadow Man. This one, it just has that 80s feel to it. The mall. It's like, nah, might as well. It was free. Of course, I grabbed the Barrier.
Have you read that yet, BJ?
No, not yet. 2000 AD. Regend. The Avengers one. Amazing Spider-Man. Pretty good cover. Free comic book there, right there. Ghost in the Shell. Global Neural Network.
And ours didn't even have that one.
Transformers Unicron. I don't think there was a Marvel one that I don't think he got either, and you got it. I can't remember which one it was. Doctor Who? James Bond? And for the pickups for today, well, I did grab that one for you, Nate. They had half off for sets. Got your Power Rangers 0 through 5 in here. I'm not sure how the quality is, but
I appreciate it.
$5. Hey, no problem.
It's funny because I got the trade paperback and that cost $15.
I found this on the outside of Second of Charles where they have free books. I was like, oh, okay, I'll do it. It's a Twisted Wizard, Toy Fair.
Nice.
I've
that's
seen one of
old.
those forever. Yeah, I know. I was like, I just grabbed it and walked out. We had a little small toy and comic show that Jamil Temple bought 2 weeks ago. I just went in real quick and grabbed 2 trades. I got for $5. I got Volume 3 of Y. Yeah. And then the Superior Spider-Man, Volume 1.
He's went down the rabbit hole.
Yep.
For $5 though. All right. New Mutants number 3, Dead Souls. Good looking cover. X-Men Blue number 27. Looks like they're about to have a series coming up at the end. It says countdown to something. I'm not going to spoil it. Domino number 2. Really good storyline so far. Really crazy cover. That's all I can say about that one. Barrier number 1. Again, the original.
Without the blank white spot.
Yeah. Barrier number 2.
Nice.
Youngblood number 11. The last issue with Chad Bowers and Jim Toe going. Toe is he's only been with Youngblood, so he's going to go out and I think he can do some other comics now. And here you go, guys. Who's watching? You have Chad Bowers and Rob Liefeld going to be doing some issues together.
Nice.
So Um, and then Batman White Knight #8. I got this cover.
Very nice.
Yeah. And I got paid today. I got my supervisor pay today. Yeah, buddy. Batman Ninja.
Nice.
I've heard
And
mixed
then
reviews about that.
yeah, I mean it was PG-13, so I was like, nah. So I picked up Paladin because I had a $5 coupon to GameStop, and I work seasonal there, and they still keep me on the discount, so I get a discount with them too. That's it.
That's a pretty decent haul, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I spent about $100 the past 2 weeks on comic books. There's so many good ones coming out. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. Just wait till next week.
Yep.
All right,
Next
Kyle,
week.
what'd you get?
All right. So free comic book day. Picked up Barrier #1. So
All right.
mine does not have the nice purple all the way through. Yeah, I actually read it. I liked it. I'm curious to see what you guys think, so I'll talk about it next week. Picked up Spider-Man, the free comic book day. This was definitely one I wanted because of Otley and Spencer. And I really have either of you read this one yet?
Yeah, I read it yesterday.
Nope.
No, I really like where it's. I think it's gonna be an interesting dynamic where they're going with it. It's kind of like Odd Couple Spider-Man. So yeah, I'm curious to see how it goes, and I mean it's Ryan Otley, so I'm not a huge fan of Nick Spencer. I don't mind his stuff, but I'm curious to see what he brings to the Spider-Man book. So interested in that. So those are the only two free comic book issues I picked up. But my shop, well, one of my shops was doing basically if you bought 2 trades, you got one free, or you could get 20% off one. You didn't have 3 I wanted. That's the only kind of negative about one of the shops I go to is their trade selection is really hit or miss. But he did have a book I've been wanting for quite a while. I was a Cowboy Ninja Viking. So I picked up the deluxe edition trade that I believe is now out of print. But he had one copy there. So picked that up. So super happy to grab that. And then as far as just normal books I picked up Batman in the Shadow. This is the second volume. This is the one that Dynamite did, not the one that DC did. This is the hardcover for that. Super excited to get into that. I loved the first. I know I don't think they really go together, but the first volume that DC did, I love that book. And then I picked up, so you guys know me, I love Rick Remender. Fear Agent. This is one of his early books from Dark Horse. Image now has the rights, and this is the according to Rick Remender, this is the final ever printing that they are ever going to do of this book. So if you have any interest in Fear Agent and you want like an actual printed copy before the prices go insanely high, they're doing one final print, and it is actually called the Final Edition. I don't know if you can see that actually on the spine. This has the first 2 volume trades in it. So yeah, if you guys have any interest in Fear Agent, this book is phenomenal. Make sure you guys pick this up now because this is it. They're recommended because they're never going to print it again, at least for the foreseeable future. And this thing is gorgeous. And then the last thing is a book I pick up every single week. And I'm sorry, but I kind of got to go on a little rant because I hate this book. I don't understand this book. I mean, I understand it. I don't understand the critical praise this book gets. If anybody here in the comments, Nate, BJ, if any of you guys read this and you guys really like it, please explain to me what in the hell you guys like about it. And that is Batman, the Tom King run. This is the newest volume, Volume 5, The Rules of Engagement. I don't understand. Okay, let me preface this by saying I love Tom King. I think Vision was amazing. I think Sheriff of Babylon is one of the best thrillers I have ever read in comic form. I have read that book twice in the month I've owned that hardcover, and both times I thought it was phenomenal. So I have nothing against Tom King. I think he's a phenomenal writer. He cannot write a Batman book to save his life. In this issue, I'm going to get into a little bit of spoilers. In this issue, you have Superman and Batman going on a freaking double date to a carnival with Lois Lane and Selena Kyle, who Batman is now engaged to.
Uh-huh.
How is that good? Like, how is that in any way, shape, or form character of Batman? And he's wearing Superman's clothes because they have to dress up as superhero night at the carnival. It's like if you want to tell a story of double dating couples, don't use freaking Batman as your vehicle to do it. Like I have bought and I will continue to buy, and that's the thing. This is on me. I will continue to buy Batman because it's my favorite character outside of Spider-Man. So I will, as a completionist and as my OCD, I have to buy every trade that comes out, and I will read every trade that comes out. But I hate this. I hate Tom King on Batman. So if anybody feels different, please tell me what I am missing. Please tell me why I am so wrong in this, because I see like all the review sites are raving about his run. And I'm like, this is stupid. This is not Batman. This is someone trying to tell like, I don't know, like Jim Bob's personal life story with his fiance, using Batman as the character. Like it drives me crazy. That's my little rant about Batman.
Maybe there's gonna be a twist at the end.
Like even just like the whole being engaged to Selena. I mean, that doesn't work for Batman. Like, how in the world is this supposed to work? And going to Talia to like basically kind of ask for permission to marry. So like, oh come on, like this isn't like I don't get it. Like, and it started off so good with Gotham Girl and just like the whole I Am Gotham arc. And then even the whole Bane thing with the Psycho Pirate and like those were such good things, like such good ideas. The execution in my mind just wasn't there. Wasn't because it's just too emo Batman. It's too I can never be happy. I'm dark and brooding. Blah 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 blah. And then you take it a step further with the War of Jokes and Riddles, which was a amazing, brilliant idea. But the whole idea that Tom King just tried to interject Kite Man way too much into it, and the whole idea was telling Selena Kyle like before they got engaged his errors as his first year of Batman. I just don't like the book, but I have to buy
hate the
it.
Tom King run. I hate it with a passion. I mean, when my favorite was the Scott Snyder Greg Capullo run, during New 52. That to me is still one of the best writings on Batman that's been done since Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams was doing Batman back in the 70s. We had some good stories in the 90s and 2000s, but like when Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder showed up, it was Batman. It was the real Batman again. It's like, no crap. I don't care. I'm gonna break your head. It's gonna end that we're done. But the Tom King run, I read the first trade paperback. I was not amused, and that's why I've not read it since then.
It's just got and a buddy of mine, he actually collects all the single issues, so he's obviously a lot further ahead of me, and he says it gets even worse. So I'm just it's just like you take Batman, like that's fine if you want to call this like Batman the Batcave, I don't know, like the WB teen drama series, fine, but like the main Batman book should not be centered around Batman and Selena's relationship as they go around and ask ex-lovers for permission to get married and then go on a double date with Superman and Lois Lane and showing this dichotomy of Batman and Superman and how they both are like intimidated by one another. I'm like, that's not either like that's not what this is supposed to be. Like that's not the reason I read Batman comics. Like if you want to do your own like spin-off like White Knight or something like that, fine, whatever, I'm open to it. But the main Batman's highlight. There's not even a threat right now. It's just literally Batman inside his own head, anxious about things, and it's just like, hey, all right, I'm done. And then the last thing I picked up, not comic related at all, but I did pick up Zelda Breath of the Wild for my Nintendo Switch. I picked that up the other day. I know I'm like a year late, but it's a fantastic game.
Did you get God of War yet?
I did not. I actually went to GameStop. I was gonna buy both because Shannon and I are going on vacation here next week. We'll leave next Thursday, and so I bought the Zelda to specifically take for the plane and things like that. And then so I was gonna go over, and she actually went up to see Justin Timberlake on Monday up in Columbus. So I was home alone, and I was gonna buy God of War just for that day, so I had something to play. But then I was sitting in GameStop, and I had both of them in my hand, and I was like, that's $120. And I have a hot toy coming tomorrow, so that's a lot of money. I was like, I couldn't buy both, so I settled on Zelda. I need to get God of War though. I do need to get God of War.
Yeah, I need to pick it up too. I mean, it's funny. It's like I finally got a PS4 last Black Friday, and that was my first one. Before that, I had a PS3. So I'm kind of way behind the scope of games and stuff like that. But I actually have a rule that I do. Like, I don't buy brand new games. I wait for a pre-owned, whatever at GameStop. That's why I buy the membership thing once a year.
Right.
I'll wait for somebody like Friday the 13th. It's going to show up at $30. I'll buy it at $30. Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I'll wait for it to come down to $30, and I'll buy it then. Can't see paying $60 for a game I will beat in 5 or 6 hours, and then be like, okay, what did I do with $60?
Right.
But yeah, I definitely want to play. Everybody that I've heard that's played that game has loved it to death, and I'm a huge God of War fan. I mean, I bought the NECA figure before the game even came out,
Right.
just for that reason, because I love God of War. But it looks awesome. I definitely, yeah. You need to get it, because if I get it before you do, Kyle, well, there's a problem. You know that, right?
I'll see what I can do.
BJ's dangling something on his stream.
Hmm?
Like you were dangling something.
Oh, Paladin. Look how loose that's his what is that, his torso there or something like that? Just...
Yeah.
Oh, Loosey Goosey.
Yeah.
That's how my cable was. When I got my cable out the box, the damn left leg was all loose on it.
Yeah. I got some of that pledge stuff. That actually works too.
Yep.
You just gotta let it dry for like a day or so.
Future polish. Use it on Transformers for 10 years.
Look at that shit. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, I don't monetize, so you can say whatever you want to say on these ones. All right, let me show you what we got.
All right.
So, just got these in the mail today.
Nice.
This has been a pain in the ass to find. I will tell you in 100%. These damn ASM first prints. I've got 2 copies of $7.97. So, because you guys remember when My Hypno was going through the cycle, and they were changing owners and stuff, I missed out on ASM 794 through 797. So I already got 95. I've got 97 there, and then I've already bought 96 and 94 at retail, $5 each, through an auction. So I'm not caught up now through the Red Goblin saga, but that was such a pain in the ass to go find at a decent price. I did not want to spend, outrageously amount of numbers. I saw the whole set for $7.94 through $7.98 for $130, and I'm like, you guys are smoking crack. These are $5 books, maybe $4 books. Are they $4? $4 books. Okay, so sorry, no, $4 with a discount. My LCS that should be $3.50. not $130. So I mean, they're kind of getting a little overinflated on some of their stuff because of the hype train. Um,
Mm-hmm.
which did bring up a topic. We had a question, I think, about a month ago. Somebody was asking, what is the first full appearance of Goblin Carnage or Red Carnage or Red Goblin, whatever he's called now? Um, so according to GGC and everybody else, they're saying it's 798 is the first full appearance, while 795 is the first cameo appearance. So just wanted to clear that up and put it out there. Um, okay, so Hall time.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Unicron, number 0. And if you guys saw, I'm picking up all those IDW collections so I can read the whole thing. And it's going to take forever. Amazing Spider-Man. This was really good. This is the only one I've read out of this whole pile. I wanted to read that one. Avengers. Marvel Rising, number 0.
Yeah, that one we didn't have.
You're going to have this, BJ. I'll throw it in your pile if you want it.
Sure. It's got Squirrel Girl on there. I like Squirrel Girl.
Yeah. I'll throw it in there with yours. This kind of threw me off when I saw this one. Howard Lovecraft.
Yeah.
An H.P. Lovecraft comic. I'm like, okay. I remember reading those stories like when I was a teenager, and in my 20s. I'm like, that don't make no sense.
Well, it looks like it's geared towards kids.
It looks like it. I looked through it. I was going to give it to my daughter. It's not for kids.
Okay.
It's really not for kids. And then I actually went to 2 comic shops. I went to Hypno and then I went to Seth's. Seth's was actually just giving away books, like real books. So they gave away this one.
Nice. That's one of my favorites. Love that series.
Now these are the essentials. These are not the originals. Those are these
Right.
whatever. Yeah, but I was like, I've never read these, so I figured I'd give it a read.
Oh, American Vampire, fantastic.
Yeah. And then I bought a good lot. Spider-Gwen 24, first appearance of Gwenum.
Nice.
25. 28. 29. 30. And 31. I need 26 and 27. Those have been hard to find. So if you guys see them at y'all's, can y'all pick it up for me?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll check the LCS.
And then, so we were talking about Secret Empire a long time ago, right? Well, I've almost completed the whole run, because you know what I'm going to do next, right? Once I get all the comics, they're going for sale. So Captain America number 1. Now, I did not realize this is like a $40 book now. And I only spent $2
Is it really?
on it. Yeah. I was like, because they consider this the first appearance of Hydra Cap, I guess. It's like a semi key.
Yeah.
And then Cap number 2. And let's see. And that's it from that bag. And then I got more. You guys would be proud of me today. I will say that. You guys will be definitely proud of me. I bought a trade paperback. I bought Marvel's The Companion. If you guys remember the Marvel series, from Alex Ross did, this is a companion book. This one has all the extra issues like Ruins, the Wonder Years, all the extra stuff they did. It's way too hard to find the actual individual books. And for half price off, I was all over that one.
Yep.
We had a local, and got Day of Judgment. This was $1. This was in a dollar bin. And I was like, You got to be kidding me. You know, the Spectre, you know, Hal Jordan as the Spectre. Yeah, I'll take that for $1.
Right.
All right. And then we have one of our local guys. So I bought $4 from him. Um, it's kind of cool, like the way he does it. Um, it's called the Untamed.
Nice.
And it's really cool. Like I haven't read through it yet, but let me just show you some of the artwork. Uh, can't show that page.
Nice.
Huh.
Let's see. So it's kind of cool. And he signed them all.
Nice.
But the problem was
Cool.
he didn't let it dry. So half of
Yeah.
it's on this side and half on that. I've had so many of those happen. You know, I'm used to that one. But yeah, this is from our guy Peter. Peter's our local guy. So I got the Untamed. This is volume 1. Volume 2.
That was good.
Um, and the cool part is, let's see. He did this one with Jay Lee. So I thought that was kind of cool because I haven't seen a Jay Lee artwork in forever. Um, I'm just not seeing the Jay Lee work, you know. So it's just like, you know, we all know that distinctive Jay Lee look, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
that doesn't look the same. But I guess Jay Lee did all the covers, so I'm like,
Okay.
okay, that makes sense.
Cool.
Um, and there's I guess some sequels to it. To Nobi, I thought on the phone as soon as I saw this, you know, that's what it looked like to me. And then Dusu.
Nice.
So just something different, you know, and it supports a local artist, and it was I think all four of them were like $40 or $50 or something like that, I was like, okay, support a local, do help your starving artist.
Right.
That's our trend for this episode. Support your starving artist. Um, but yeah, that's all I got. Like I said, I
Nice.
didn't go to my shop today, so I didn't have any new pickups this week. All right.
What's all coming out next week?
So next week, Nate will have watched Infinity War, so we can talk about Infinity War by then. Um, and then we need to start picking up talking about all the new Marvel stuff that's coming out. Avengers 1 just came out. Venom number 1 just came out today. Um, you didn't get it?
No.
You failed as a comic book person. You need to go get that one. Turn around, get in your truck, and go back to pick it up.
I spent
uh,
so much money on comics. Yeah.
I
If
don't
anybody,
know.
and speaking of Venom, if anybody's interested, Ryan, the entire issue tomorrow drops. The original art for every single page, including the cover, drops tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific on FelixComicArt.com.
You need to send me that link. Just send it in our little chat thing that we do
Yeah, they.
because
I don't anticipate anything to be under $600.
no, especially with Venom number 1. I mean that
Yeah, and
I have
especially because
interested.
Felix, the comic art rep, he tweeted out that I guess there's been several offers for the entire issue complete. But I guess Ryan does not want to do that for the number 1. He wants to give people a chance to get original art from the number 1 issue. So I have a feeling that's going to make the prices go even higher if more than one person's willing to buy the whole issue.
Yeah, I mean it's like out of anything, I want the cover page. That's the only thing I want is that front cover page.
Right.
And you know that's going to be like twice as high as the interior page. Always is, never fails.
I bet the cover's at least $4,000.
I guarantee it's going to have a good one. It's going to be a, ooh. Mm-mm. But the cool
That'd be
thing
my
is I got an email today. So I get those things from Unknown, KRS, all those companies, those comic shops.
Mhm.
All their Venom number ones were misprinted and now will be destroyed. They have to get them
Really?
reprinted out. Yep, they had
Huh.
so the four covers they were doing, they look like the McFarlane covers.
Yeah.
No good. I got an image from I think it was Unknown today, and it looked really really bad. Like it was warped. Like all the covers were remember the old spine rolls?
Huh.
You know,
Yeah.
all of them had spine rolls like that, and they were all bent over. So.
Interesting.
Uh, so I guess what they're going to
Huh.
do is like everybody that's pre-ordered, they're going to keep your pre-orders because Marvel said they're going to go back and reprint them and do it again. But they're
Right.
going to destroy all the copies they have today because there's supposed to be 1 out of 1,000, 1 out of 100 on some of those, you
Right.
know. So, but yeah, I saw that today. I was like, oh, that sucks. I'm glad I didn't buy that one.
Yep.
I'm still waiting on KRS to shoot me my stuff. I've been waiting on that damn Del Auto Hunt for Wolverine for over a month and a half now. Frickin' Rosie got his already. But like I say, yeah, next week let's talk about Infinity War. Let's talk about getting ready for Deadpool #2, and then let's talk about some comics. Now, All New Wolverine is ending. I think after issue 35. I think that's the current plan because Wolverine will be starting again. So kind of want to go into that a little bit because we do have a lot of Marvel people out there that like Marvel. We also have some DC stuff, but did want to make a recommendation to read from DC. Read Immortal Men. It's done by Jim Lee. It is a spinoff from Metals. It
Right.
was really good. Damage sucked. Don't read Damage, but go read Immortal Men. That was really good. That and the Terrifics.
All right.
Cool. Well, guys, that's all I have tonight. Kyle, you have anything else before we lock it up tonight?
I think that's it. Don't buy Batman Volume 5.
Just don't buy any Tom King Batman.
I have to. If there's a hole on my bookshelf, I no.
All right, BJ. What about you, brother? You got anything else for tonight?
um, Transformers versus Visionaries finally finished up last week. Thank goodness.
They
Thank
killed
goodness.
Cup, dude. Really? They killed Cup.
Yeah.
They brought him back.
But they like the ending. They're like it was like I see a vision and like they're looking into something and it was Unicron. So I was like, yeah. I mean, the art was good. It was just way too wordy. Um, yeah. I mean, I liked a lot, but not this much. It was like took me like almost an hour to read one. I was like, God, oh. But now I'll go buy some comics and watch
Well,
Infinity
yeah.
War.
So if everybody doesn't know, this might be in the chat here. Unicron from Transformers ends IDW Transformers. That's it. So after September, bye bye Transformers from IDW. They're going to restart. So the last 10 years is pretty much over. So that's why I'm picking up all the IDW collections now, so I can actually read it. It makes sense to now. But yeah, they still killed Cup though, BJ. Really, you don't kill Cup, man. I mean, he's one of the last dude. He's the oldest dude in the army. You don't kill Cup.
Yeah,
Uh,
man.
all right, cool.
Can't do that.
So, all right. So I know it's late for you guys. Like I said, hey, everybody, be here in 2 weeks. Adam Fields will be our live guest with us. He'll be hanging out with us. Don't know what he wants to talk about or what he wants to do. We might do the same kind of format we did with Chad when he was on a couple weeks ago. So we'll see how it goes. Really cool dude, really down to earth, just like Chad is. So we'll see you there. I know, Kyle, you're not here next week.
I am not.
BJ, are you going to be around next week?
Yeah, the game's at
Okay.
6:30, so I'm good to go.
Okay. Well, me and you will be here by ourselves. Cincy never shows up, so hey, I gave up on Cincy. Um, see, all right. Well, we're gonna see you guys next week. Thank you, BJ. Thank you, Kyle.
All right, see you guys.
There you
See
guys.
ya. All right.